Hello, wonderful students. We are going to dive straight into today's lesson. We are starting a new set of notes, analyzing and comparing data. That is a typo. My bad. But first, let's actually go back to what you should have learned last year in hopes to trigger some of that memory and bring it back to the forefront of our brain. So we have measures of center, which might be a new term. I'm not entirely sure. Mean. Y'all know that one. It's the average of the data. We are going to add all the values and divide by the amount of values. Median, that's the middle. It's the middle value. First, we do need to put them in order from least to greatest. And then we also have mode, which I think is the easiest, yeah? It's the most frequent value, the one that shows up the most, mode. We are going to put them in order from least to greatest, so chances are we're just going to start with that. And then we're just going to find the most frequent. Simple, yeah? So when I see a dot plot, the first thing I'm going to do is pull off that data. Since I see when I see one dot above the 2, that means there's 1, 2 in the data. I see 4 dots above the 3, that means there's 4 3s. 3 dots above the 4, so there are 3 4s, 2 5s, and 1 6. So now I've ordered them from least to greatest. That makes it easy. First, let's find the mean. That is going to be the most difficult one, just because there's a lot of math involved in that. So, step 1, add all the values together. So I'm going to add 2 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. You know what, guys? There is an easier way to do this. Can't I just multiply? Like this tower is 2. This tower is 12, right? Because 3, 6, 9, 12. I'm basically multiplying 3 times 4, 12. 2 times 5, 10. Right? Don't we think that's a bit easier? So I have my 3s. So I'm just going to erase that and put 12. 2 plus 12 plus 12 plus 10 plus 6. And then I'm dividing by how many total dots there are, or how many total values there are. So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I'm dividing by 11. All right, 2 plus 12 is 14, plus 12 is 26, plus 10 is 36, plus 6 is 42. You know what? I'm going to redo that just in case. All right, so I know 12 and 12 is 24. I know that's 16. Yeah, I'm right, 42. Okay, just want to make sure I'm right. And now I'm dividing 42 divided by 11, and I know that's going to be, well, approximately 3 point something. So I'm going to do it 3 times, 33, 9, 8. There we go, approximately 3.81. So my average is right about here is my average, right? Because it's closer to the 4 than the 3, which makes sense because the majority of the data is at the 3. All right, median, the middle value. I'm going to order them from least to greatest, which I already did, so I'm just going to copy that down. 2, 3, 3, 3, 3, 4. Okay, when it says find the middle, I like to cross them off one at a time on either side until I get to my middle value. So it looks like this 4 is in the middle, which is pretty close to my mean, 3.8. It's pretty close to 4. The mode, I would say, is the easiest because really I can just look for the tallest tower, which is going to be the 3, or I can look for the number that appears the most, which is still the 3, right? Because they're the same. So I don't even really need to show any work for this. I know my mode is 3. Let's use a different color. Cool. Again, that should have been a review from 6th grade. We should already know how to do this. Again, the mean, it takes the longest. The median, the middle, is what it is. And mode is the easiest. You just have to put them in order from least to greatest. But on dot plots, it's just the tallest tower. Okay, measures of spread. This is range because I'm trying to find the distance, the spread of the data. And then we also have interquartile range, which I know you guys have done that as well in 6th grade. Interquartile range is basically just the middle distance, the distance between Q1 and Q3. So first, let's go through and label this box plot so we know what we're talking about, right? Let's not label a number line because I see that it's not labeled. It would definitely help if it was. Okay, I am labeling my minimum and maximum. Minimum is the smallest. That looks like 1. Maximum is the largest. I'm going to write max for short. No, I'm not. I'm going to spell it out. Maximum. Okay, Q2, Q3, and Q4. So this guy is actually Q1. Dang it. I mislabeled that. This is Q1, quartile 1. This guy is quartile 2. This guy is quartile 3. So quartile 1 and quartile 3 are the edges of your box. And then quartile 2 is the median. That's the middle value, right? Like if this guy was on a box plot and my dot plot was on a box plot, 4 would be the middle value. Except this guy, it's 6. Okay, now, oh, the lower quartile and upper quartile. Let's do that too. So the lower quartile is literally the left line. And then the upper quartile is the right line. Right, so it's a lower 25%. And this is the upper 25%. And then these two guys are the mids. Like this is the mid 25% and the other mid 25%. Okay, and then we already labeled our median, which is quartile 2. That's the median. And then range and interquartile range. So when we find these, we're literally just subtracting minimum and maximum. So the range is max minus min. So my maximum, is 9. And then my minimum is 1. So my range is 8, which makes sense, right? Because my my box plot goes from 1 to 9. Which is 8 units. I feel like that makes sense, y'all. The interquartile range is Q1 minus Q3. So Q1 is 5. Q3 is 8. You know what? I got those backwards, didn't I? Because we shouldn't have a negative. So I'm just going to switch Q3. There we go. Q3 minus Q1, which equals 3. Again, should make sense, right? Because quartile 1 starts at 5. And quartile 3 ends at 8. And that's 3 units. That's literally it, y'all. That's the whole thing. So hopefully this triggered some memory from last year. Really, really hoping. If not, clearly you're going to take some practice. So that way, hopefully it'll bring some memories back. Cool. Ask your teacher if you need help.